Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today we're going to be talking about the Chicago Bulls potentially trading for Jonathan Kuminga in a sign-in trade. This is a very interesting sign-in trade that we could see happen this offseason. There was an article on Bleacher Report earlier today that was 5 NBA trades that nobody is talking about. And one of the trades on the list was a deal between the Bulls and the Warriors that could happen. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a deal that could be talked about. Jonathan Kuminga is in a situation now where he's heading into free agency. It has been suggested that the Warriors should look into the sign and trade route when it comes to Jonathan Kuminga. I know there's been some it's been thrown around a little bit out there about the Nets potentially in a sign and trade deal. I know the Nets are very interested in Kuminga. The Warriors, it's also been thrown out there that the Warriors could try to get Cam Johnson in a sign and trade deal for Kuminga with the Nets. But maybe the Bulls could be a team that goes after Kuminga. And I think that's an interesting thing to look over. Now Kuminga, if you're the Bulls, you're probably gonna have to throw him some good money because the Nets are gonna do the same, and you're also gonna have to offer a decent player for the Warriors, because if the Nets might offer a Nick Claxton or a Cam Johnson in a sign and trade, and so that would be the interesting thing. And the money wise, it's been reported that the Nets could be willing to offer Kuminga around $25 million a year. And is that something the Bulls would want to do? But Kuminga had a great season this year. 47 games, 10 starts, 15 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game. From the field was 45%. But last year averaged 16 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, shooting a total of 53%. He really emerged for the Warriors in the last 4 games of the postseason with no Stephen Curry. I think Jonathan Kuminga is a different player when there is no Stephen Curry. Here were Kuminga's stats in the last 4 games. Game 2, he had 18. Game 3, he had 30. Game 4, he had 23. And Game 5, he had 26. He also had 3 steals in the series alongside 3 blocks, and had a total of 15 rebounds in the 5 games, averaging 5 rebounds in the series as well. And, didn't even do that terrible from 3. In Game 3 of the series, he shot 3 for 4 from 3, shot 1 for 1 in Game 1, 1 for 3 in Game 2, 3 for 9 in Game 5. As a guy who isn't a great three-point shooter, I thought he shot decent in the series against Minnesota from 3. And so it was a good series for Kuminga, having a good series without Stephen Curry. And I think that that definitely can open up interest for other teams, when they see him play the way he did in that series without Steph. And so, but the deal that Bleacher Report proposed with Jonathan Kuminga, the sign and trade, would be Coby White headed to the Golden State Warriors for Jonathan Kuminga. Coby White this year for the Bulls averaged 20.4 points per game, with almost 5 assists per game, 4 rebounds per game, 1 steal per game. From 3, shot 37%. Last year, shot 38%. He's a career 3-point shooter, 37%. Last year, he had an amazing season, amazing second half of his season. Averaged 19 points per game, 5 assists, 5 rebounds per game. And so just looked really good last year. Played more last year as well. Averaged almost 37 minutes per game last year, while 33 minutes per game this year. I think the workload definitely goes down when you add in a guy like Josh Giddey that the Bulls had this year. But here's the thing to consider with Coby White. He is an expiring deal, and he only has 1 year left on his deal. If Coby White is maybe not as willing to agree to a contract extension with the Bulls, and he wants to test out free agency next summer, not this summer in 2025, but in next year, 2026 summer, if he wants to test out free agency for the first time in his career, then it gets, I think it actually would be the second time in his career he'd actually be in free agency, not the first. It'd be the second time. But this would actually be one of the really first times he get to test out free agency in his career, because it's, I want to say the first time he signed an extension, But also, I mean, I think he's much more improved now compared to where he was a couple years ago. If you look at what he's done in the last 2 seasons compared to what he was doing before in his first first 5 seasons, right? And sorry, first 4 seasons of his career compared to, how good he's been in the last 2 years. It's been a huge development for Kobe White. And so, yeah, that's one thing to, look at. And yes, he was the 7th overall pick. It definitely took a couple years for him to get that development, but he's still 25 years old. That's crazy. That's the crazy thing. Still 25 years old, even though he's entering year 7. And so it definitely took a minute for him to get going, but he's definitely found a rhythm, and I think maybe we can only see him improve from here potentially. And if you're the Bulls, maybe you don't want to give that up, but if you feel like you might lose out on him next summer, he can help you get a long-term deal done with Kuminga. We're talking about a 4-year deal done with Kuminga, maybe 5 years, probably most likely 4 though. And yes, it sucked. It would suck to get rid of Kobe White, but you might lose him out. You might lose out on him anyways next summer, and you add in a piece for the future with Jonathan Kuminga, who is a little bit younger than Kobe White. Well, actually, a couple years younger than Kobe White. And I think he'd fit well with Josh Giddey. Giddey is such a good facilitator, and Kuminga is great at getting to the rim. I think he'd fit well with Josh Giddey with the Chicago Bulls. So it would be an interesting sign and trade to look at. I don't know if the Bulls do it or not, but it would be interesting. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section, though. You guys think the Bulls should do this potential sign and trade deal that Bleacher Report proposed with Jonathan Kuminga and Kobe White? It's a video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.